Imagine doing a job where, I don't know, taking your hands off what you're doing for even a second could mean like high voltage danger, or maybe breaking a sterile field in surgery, or messing up a critical install in a data center. In those spots, looking at a manual, picking up a tablet, it's not just slow, it's actually dangerous. But what if you had expert guidance, step by step, right there in your line of sight, instantly? Hands-free, that's really the core idea behind EON GuideLens. So today we're doing a deep dive into this hands-free workforce intelligence platform. It's a mix of specialized AI, augmented reality gear, and these proprietary knowledge bases. And it's all built to speed up that whole skills to jobs to income thing.
Yeah, that SJI pathway, skills, jobs, income, that's absolutely central here. And it's worth taking a close look. So our mission for you today is really to unpack the whole system. We'll look at the tech stack, what's actually in it, especially the hardware they've chosen. We'll examine the two-phase roadmap, what's coming in 2025 and then 2026, and really analyze what makes it different. And that key thing, it's turning actual job performance into verified, certified skills across 18 different industries. It's not just training, it's about proof. Real-time, auditable proof you can do the job.
Okay, yeah, let's start with that core philosophy because it feels important to get right. The sources we looked at are really clear. The main goal is about empowering the human worker, not replacing them with robots or pure automation.
Right.
It's like technology is an immediate helper right there with you.
Exactly. It's a fundamental perspective shift. I mean, if you read their materials, the idea is workers stand on the shoulders of technology, enabling them to tackle more complex, higher value work instead of just being automated out. Guidelines seems focused on boosting human capability, safety, precision, especially when the stakes are high.
Right.
So, okay, how does this actually work? How does that intelligence get to a worker who's maybe, elbow deep in some complex machinery? Well, the system brings together three core pieces. First, the display part. AR-enabled glasses.
Yeah.
Specifically, they're using the Meta Ray-Ban display. It's got an integrated heads-up display, a HUD.
Okay, so you see stuff in your view.
Yeah.
And the second piece, the interaction.
Yeah.
That feels like the really groundbreaking part for working hands-free.
Yeah, absolutely. The input, that's the Meta-Neural-Band wristband.
Yeah.
This is how the worker actually interacts with the guidance. They can navigate instructions, scroll through things, confirm a step is done, all without using their hands, just using subtle gestures like finger twitches. And then third, the knowledge itself, the brains, if you like. That's EON's XR Library Premium. They describe it as the world's biggest verified knowledge base. Over 9,000 courses, 1.5 million vetted assets. It's huge.
That knowledge part is so key when you think about how things were done before, right?
Yeah.
Like, picture a pharmatech or an EV mechanic. Before, they're flipping through thick manuals, maybe binders, or maybe asking some generic AI assistant like the ones we all use on our phones. And that info is often just too broad, maybe not even verified, definitely not specific enough for compliance.
Right, not guaranteed.
Now, they're getting verified, industry-specific, compliance-ready stuff written by experts, delivered right into a display in their field of view. It's not just a tech jump, it's a leap in context, in trust, in auditability too.
Exactly. And that trust is crucial, especially since they're aiming at these really highly regulated fields. Which brings us neatly to the roadmap, the two-phase roadmap, and the hardware choices they've made. So phase one, launching in 2025, this year it's built around making the most of the hardware that's actually available now. You mentioned the Meta Ray-Ban display. It's got a monocular HUD, so display in one eye. Relatively small viewing area, maybe 600 by 600 pixels, something like a 20-degree field of view.
Okay. So why start there? I mean, that sounds a bit limited, doesn't it? Why not wait for fancier AR headsets?
That seems to be the strategic bet. EON is focusing on delivering actual utility right now, not waiting for perfect tech. That display, even if lower spec, is actually pretty good for projecting critical text snippets, clear diagrams, checklists, short video clips, just in the corner of your vision.
Glanceable intelligence.
Exactly. Glanceable. The glasses are light, they work, they don't need full immersive AR for this phase.
And that whole strategy really relies on the input method, that neural band you mentioned. That's what makes it truly hands-free.
Precisely. The neural band reads neuromuscular signals. Basically, think of it as reading your intent from tiny muscle movements. When the worker even thinks about twitching a finger to scroll the checklist, the band picks that up. So they can navigate the whole process without dropping a tool, without taking off safety gloves. That's what makes phase one practical right now in these zero-tolerance workplaces.
Okay, got it. So phase one capabilities. What can workers actually do and prove with this setup this year? They get the hands-free guidance, the diagrams, videos. You said that, but the verification part.
Right, the verification is key. Every task they do gets logged. Timestamp photos, other digital evidence, everything needed for compliance or for their skill certification.
Okay.
So examples like an energy tech doing a solar inverter lockout out. Photos verify each safety step for compliance. Or maybe a nurse trainee following prompts for prepping a surgical tray, totally contamination-free because it's in the HUD. And they can upload a photo of the finished tray as proof.
Guided, verifiable steps. Makes sense.
Then comes phase 2, slated for 2026. And this is meant to be a really big leap forward, but it depends on more mature hardware becoming available. This is where we move beyond just text and images into real spatial AR.
Okay.
So in phase 2, the goal is these immersive AR overlays mapped right onto the real equipment. Instead of just seeing a diagram of a scaffold, you'd see like virtual ghost outlines projected on the structure showing exactly where the next piece goes.
Oh, wow.
And critically, they're talking about integrating digital twins with live data, telemetry, meaning you could see live voltage readings or temperature or gas levels displayed right on the physical object you're looking at.
That live data overlay?
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a huge safety improvement. It's a difference between being told, watch out for that wire, and actually seeing the dangerous voltage level displayed right where you might touch.
Yeah, it moves safety from just following rules to actively preventing hazards based on real-time data. And the AI gets smarter in phase 2 as well. Think AI detecting errors automatically, like the system spotting a tiny crack during an aircraft inspection or warning a construction worker about an unstable load before it shifts. Plus, remote expert help. A supervisor, maybe miles away, can literally draw on the worker's view. They could circle a bolt that looks wrong, draw an arrow to a valve, and it pops up instantly in the worker's AR display.
That really closes the distance gap for expertise. Okay, phase 2 examples to make it concrete.
Yeah, the source material had some good ones, like mining. Imagine AR escape arrows projected onto the tunnel walls showing the safest way out, while simultaneously displaying live gas readings in your HUD.
Wow.
Or in life sciences, think about AI detecting contamination in real time during sterile procedures. The system basically becomes a second pair of eyes always watching.
Very cool. Okay, let's swing back to what makes this whole thing, this GuideLens platform, genuinely different. I mean, why would a big company invest in this instead of just buying a powerful AI model, an LLM, and putting it on tablets for everyone?
That's the core strategic distinction, isn't it? Generic AI, like those big LLMs, they're trained on the whole internet, basically, public data. So they're incredibly broad, but often shallow. And crucially, the data isn't necessarily verified or tailored for specific high-stakes compliance.
Right.
GuideLens uses the Verified XR Library Premium. This knowledge isn't just scraped data, it's content written by experts specifically for these industries, designed from the ground up to meet tough security and audit rules in places like defense, pharma, energy. The knowledge is built for compliance, not just for answering general questions.
And delivering that specific verified knowledge hands-free. That's the operational edge, yeah.
Yeah.
In those really intense places, a hospital lab with dangerous samples, an energy plant, you just can't stop. You can't take off your protective gear. You can't put down your tools to check a manual or a tablet. So that combo, trusted knowledge plus hands-free access, seems like the killer app for those environments.
Absolutely. And that combination is what powers the SJI pathway. Skills to jobs to income. GuideLens, at its heart, really functions as a certification tool. It's constantly logging what the worker does in the real world, the photos, the timestamps, the step-by-step proof they did it right and safely, competency capture.
Okay.
And all that verified performance data feeds directly into the SJI platform, which manages these digital credentials. So it speeds up the worker's path from learning to actually earning more, because they're not just relying on some test they took 6 months ago. They are actively generating auditable digital proof of their skills right as they perform the task. Their performance becomes instantly provable, instantly marketable.
Yeah, that really clarifies the jump from just training to verifiable competence.
Okay.
Let's make this super tangible for everyone listening. Let's walk through 3 specific user scenarios. We can look at the before way, how phase 1 helps now, and then the potential of phase 2. First up, the EV workforce, specifically replacing a high voltage battery. Definitely high stakes.
Right. So before, the technician is relying mostly on memory, maybe those bulky printed manuals or a tablet. It's hard to consistently document the safety steps, and with HV stuff, errors are just not an option, big risks.
Okay, so phase 1 today. The tech uses the neural band, scrolls hands-free through text and image guides for the HV disconnect steps, the right torque specs. They use the glasses to snap photos, verifying the lockout is done correctly.
Yeah.
That photo gets logged instantly in the SJI system with a timestamp, proof.
And then phase two, the future state, that's where it gets really advanced. The AR system projects virtual overlays and highlights the exact HV connectors, the specific bolts you need to tackle, spatially located on the actual battery. You get live battery data in the HUD, maybe temperature warnings or voltage levels. And if they need help, a remote expert can literally circle a suspect coolant line in the technician's AR view, drawing their attention right to it instantly.
Okay, massive difference. Next example, healthcare. Let's look at sterile surgical preparation, all about avoiding contamination.
Yeah, the before situation here is inherently risky. The nurse is flipping through heavy manuals or looking at posters on the wall. Every time they do that, there's a risk of breaking the sterile field or just accidental contamination from handling things. Mostly relies on memory and direct supervision.
Right, so phase one, the training nurse sees checklists and short videos right in their HUD. Precise steps for sterilizing, arranging instruments. Hands are totally free. They finish prepping the tray, take a photo through the glasses, upload it for verification. It's logged as part of their training record, their certification path.
And phase two aims to slash that risk margin even further. AR ghost outlines get projected right onto the surgical tray, guiding where each specific instrument goes. And crucially, AI vision is running. It's actively watching for contamination risks. So if the nurse's gloved hand accidentally crosses over a defined sterile boundary, the AI could flag it immediately in the HUD, potentially preventing a major issue or procedure delay.
Like an automated sterile conscience. Okay, last one. Data centers. Thinking about server rack installation, speed and precision are everything there.
Definitely. The before state often involved the technician having to take off their anti-static gloves to use a tablet or scroll through a PDF manual. That wastes time, increases risk of static discharge, just slows the whole deployment down.
Makes sense. Phase one brings immediate efficiency gains. Hands-free HUD gives them diagrams for complex cable runs, the right torque specs for bolts. They finish the rack, snap a photo, it's auto-logged with timestamps. Instant proof for the data center ops manager that it was done right.
And phase two moves towards real optimization. You get virtual cable routes overlaid directly onto the rack hardware. You see live data, airflow patterns, power draw for that specific rack right in your view, and the system gets predictive. AI could flag misrouted cable immediately, maybe because it's blocking airflow, long before it causes an overheating problem, maximizing efficiency, preventing failures.
Okay, those examples really bring it to life.
So if we pull back and synthesize the impact across these different areas, for the big companies, the enterprises, it really translates into measurable improvements, better safety records, higher efficiency, and that crucial auditable compliance. All good for the bottom line and for the worker. It means faster upskilling, skills that are instantly validated, and ultimately better employability because they have certified, performance-based digital proof of what they can do.
It really is a fascinating convergence, isn't it? You've got the meta hardware, which is pretty accessible, being used in these very specific industrial jobs. You have the neural band enabling that critical hands-free input. Then there's the deep proprietary verified knowledge from the XR library. And it all culminates in performance validation through that SGI platform. So we've really unpacked how GuideLens aims to automate not the job itself, but the acquisition and verification of skills. Which leads us to the final provocative thought we want to leave you with today. If the main use of this kind of tech in the future isn't purely about automating tasks away, but is more about automating certification, making skills instantly provable right when you perform the action, how quickly might traditional training methods, classroom courses, periodic tests, how quickly might they start to seem outdated? Maybe more personally, what skills will you want to certify through your actual hands-free performance next?